This is weird. Okay. Hold on. What is this? What is Rumble? People say I rant, so I'm gonna stick to this. I'm gonna stick to this. This is about politics. This is about how the elites are so brilliant. You know, like people like Epstein, who could fake his own death, allegedly. I can't say that to. They think that that's misinformation. The 2 minutes, the 10-minute frame of the impossible unaliving. That's that's the truth. That's real information. But me calling Bush is fake info. So, matter of fact, the government was the first to initiate misinformation with COINTELPRO. If you look on Wikipedia or Google COINTELPRO, it will tell you that they was misleading. They was using misinformation. The start of the CIA in World War II was because of misinformation. They fed false information to the Germans, and then when they found out it was successful, they formed an organization called the CIA around that. That's misinformation is how the CIA was actually birthed. That's crazy. And then they want to tell the citizens they want to shit. I'm like, stop touching kids. Don't tell me shit. Stop touching kids. Stop enabling these whites out here to touch kids on a lot of their families and then blame black people for something. Fix your neighborhood. Fix your neighbor or what? Or what? Or you gonna send the police to kill us? Oh, too late. You're about 70 years too late on that one. Oh shit. Some white right winger that's really a small hat. Some right winger that really was a small. He was at BT. Man, he was in LA. Man, where was I at, baby? I failed you. I should have been right in his face. Ding, 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 ding. I'm like, oh, I get to beat up a small hat. Oh, oh, and pretend like he wasn't. Like, no, this is just a white boy protester. Oh man, pull out your gun on me, homie. Chud the builders out there, pull out your gun on me. I'm rushing the gun, homie. I'm not running from the bullet. I can't outrun a bullet. But I can outrun your pull motion, your pull up motion. Your what's that? Your lift, wait, your raise motion. I could, you know what I'm saying? I could outrun that. I'm going to outrun that because once I got the gun, it's over. I'm gonna throw it and then continue to hand on hand combat. But black people, we should not be upset with racism. We should not take it personal. I know. I feel the same way. Like it is personal. I feel like stomping somebody out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But capital capitalism needs it. See, right now, Israel, they want to stay. Well, did I say the I word? There's a certain country, not the one I previously mentioned, but there's a certain country that want to stage a World War III. The elitists they want to go for World War III. So part of their Ocean's 11 because they need all type of distractions, right? They need all type of distractions. So part of their Ocean's 11 is the antagonizing of blacks to make people believe that the least amount of think about this, black people, they want the elitists, the ones with all the money, all the resources, all the power, all the nukes. They want the public to believe that the people with no nukes, no power, no resources, and the least amount of money is the problem. And they believe it. They believe it. I don't know. I don't know how they pull that off. That's brilliant. No, I know how they pull it off. A little bit of MK Ultra, a little bit of propaganda, which is repeating it 20 times. If you see someone on the news 20 times in one day, they just brainwash you. They officially, and then you start preaching.
Little bit of charcoal to make enough for a drink.
I ain't got it though, bro. My bad. I'm heading to the gym. Yeah, They want to rely on us because they know we most compassionate, but then they want to turn around and talk shit about us too. They same people, but to look at somebody as a race is just ridiculous because it's not about race, it's about principles. It's not about flesh, it's about your principles. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're a basketball player, a football player, uh, a shot caller, big baller, criminal. Who are you inside? Are you a man of integrity? Are you a man of courage? Are you a man of, you know what I mean? Who are you? You know, so that's an individual question. That's not a I'm one big race question. Just because white people are mass murderers and genocidal maniacs doesn't mean all of them are. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just because you see some black women twerking in the middle of the street, that don't mean all of them do. But twerking, see, y'all just caught on to this. Hip hop really exposed a lot of shit that we do privately within ourselves and shit. So you could blame these gangster rappers for really being sellouts. They really are culture vultures and they sold out our culture. To them, we was doing the butt, huh? Hey, sexy, sexy. And then been on when you're doing the butt all night long. That man, females. Our sisters was doing that since the 80s. My nigga, I was getting twerked on since 87, 86. I was getting twerked on since 86. Y'all motherfuckers had to, y'all motherfuckers had to Hollywood. They had to commercialize it, motherfuckers. 86, nigga. That's okay. I'm still getting twerked on. Don't worry. You haven't stopped my twerk. My twerk. No. My twerk action. I don't know how to put that pause. No Diddy. I don't know how to put that. Anyway, I got to boycott Starbucks. I'm not boycotting Starbucks. I got to boycott Starbucks. But 7 minutes, huh? Bro, I feel like I'm 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 doing the people just disservice because I didn't have a solution. You know, we tend to believe that I'm a revolutionary anarchist. I don't believe in no government. All governments is designed is to suppress the people while they drain the resources out of the people in the land. The number one resource America is draining from America is the property tax. So somebody owns some part of land and they're extracting it, or they're taking the land from themselves and they don't have to pay property tax on themselves. See what I'm saying? See what I mean? Kind of crazy, huh? Ain't that crazy? They don't pay property tax on themselves. But as soon as I buy it, a private resident, private citizen, then I have to pay taxes on it. That's the number one thing. Like for what? Like our protection. What do we need protection of? Why did they said they did this elaborate hoax? They jeopardized 1 million people because they don't like our way of life. That's why 9/11 happened, right? They say that a false flag in order to justify going in the Middle East and expanding the territory of is ISIS, Ra, Amin Ra, and Elohim. If you put those three together, ISIS, Amin Ra, Elohim, the small hats, the little funny star circle. I mean, the little funny star, the little funny star on their flag, so they can get more property and stuff. You know, like they just did right now. They just showed us with Palestine. You know, they said, well, Hamas did the October 7th. Did they? Did they really? Like, come on, man. Really? Like, where's your common sense? I'm telling you, white people now, because y'all act when it comes to people of color, y'all act really Y'all act really fucking stupid, man. Y'all act really no. Matter of fact, y'all can't say y'all smarter than black people. If y'all can't see what y'all government is doing, please don't act like who you smarter than. You're smarter than the people that's been denied education for 200 years. Those are the people you smarter than. No wonder the Asians are tripling, triple, quadruple, quadruple. Y'all, this is pathetic, dude. No wonder y'all are butt hurt and stuff. All y'all got is guns and nukes. Stick with that. Stick with that. Stick with your guns and nukes. Because as soon as you drop that gun, that hand to hand, we both know. We both know. We already know. And hand in hand. Now y'all gonna poison us with our food for less, but we both know. We both know. Now, please don't. If y'all don't understand, look, think about it like this. You and Hamas um, military um, meeting where they're deciding, they're planning the October 7th, right? Who's the general that said that was a good idea? What general will say, hey, you know that I know they currently occupying us. I know they backed up by NATO. I know they backed up by the U.S. I know the U.S. got nukes. I know they possibly got nukes and hiding it from everybody. But I got a plan. Let's get down. And then another general like, well, what if they bounce back? Which they will, because all we're going to do is scratch them a little. We're not going to defeat them by doing that. So when they retaliate, what they going to do? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Oh, I got a suggestion. They're going to wipe the rest of us out and take the land. That's going to give them an excuse. Nobody was in there? Do I got to outsource my general counseling to people? Do I got to outsource that? What? It seems like I do, because it seems like Osama bin Laden needed that too. Like, okay, you're gonna throw a plane in some buildings, and then what? Like, that's gonna force the U.S. to surrender? Like, how's that gonna work? No, all you're gonna do is justify them going inside your false flags. Oh, yeah. See, that makes more sense. False flag makes way more sense than Hamas losing their rabid ass minds. You gotta be no, they're crazy. They're really crazy. No, there's a difference between crazy and stupid. I see it every day. I used to drive a bus, and this is the first time I learned the difference between crazy and stupid. It was this dude bullshitting, acting all crazy in the middle of the street. So the person that was the instructor that was teaching me how to drive a bus, he said, "Pull up on him, pull up, keep pulling up." So I kept pulling up, and the crazy man moved. He said, "Yeah, he crazy. He ain't stupid." Exactly. So now y'all want me to believe that Hamas ain't crazy, they stupid. Hamas is crazy and stupid. Huh? Osama bin Laden is crazy and stupid. Maybe you're the not so bright ones. Maybe they knew Americans aren't bright enough to see through it. Maybe it was that. Maybe they thought Americans was not bright enough for people to understand what a false flag is. Huh? Americans, we're not bright at all. Not even close. We are not bright. I don't care if you can talk fast or not. Especially you young you you youngins. Of course, your brain is fresher. You can talk fast, but you ain't seeing nothing. Like that white boy. I'm on that scene. I like where his heart at. He debunks MAGA. God bless him for that. He exposed the truth about the MAGAs. I love him for that. But at the same time, what's your alternative? The Democrats? The Democrats are con artists. They con him into believing that they're a half-ass solution, which they're part of the plan. Where's all the Democrats that hate Trump now? With ICE or with the Epstein files or with the war in Iran? Where are these Democrats at now? Where are they at now? Huh? Trump is such a horrible person. Was they waiting for election time? Is that their strategy? They're gonna wait until some black person died and then parade his dead body like they did George Floyd. They did George Floyd. They paraded his dead body. We tired of marching. Give us some laws, but the laws already in place. The slave catchers become police officers. We build prisons for the niggas. There's already laws in place. They've been building up laws against us. I remember when the Stand Your Ground law first came out. It was because it was right after that Bad Boys movie, Bad Boys 2, where they had those Haitians lighting up the place, and then they was talking about on the news gang members was how gang members were um they were what was they doing? They was fighting in the streets of Miami. This was in the late '90s, early 2000s. It was late '90s. I remember because it was a while since Trayvon Martin and that law came about. And the cold part about it, black people, we didn't even know about it. We didn't even know about stand your ground law. You don't even know where it came from. It came from ALEC, ALEC. It came from ALEC. ALEC is where corporations tell ALEC is where corporations tell politicians what laws it is going to be in effect. Here's your money and promote it. That's the whole thing. I'm telling you, black people, we're up against trillions of dollars. I'm gonna go on this one. We're up against trillions of dollars, sir. We're up against trillions of dollars of corporations, of elitists, old money, 14th century money. Some of you niggas want that bag. Be like, damn, we up against all that. Throw me a bag. I'll betray the movement. A lot of y'all niggas is like that. Some of, some of us already got thrown that bag. The blacks that killed Malcolm X, the blacks that murdered Fred Hampton and dismantled the Black Panther Party. So, the blacks that helped, aided, and abetted the assassination of Martin Luther King. Because it was in that white lawyer's book. We're not even bright enough to figure out how they're how they're attacking us. 1932, Tuskegee syphilis experiment. No matter what Google says, they'll say, yeah, it existed. They had syphilis and we just didn't tell them they did. No. How did they even test for? Why did they even test for syphilis? No, they injected them. The CDC, the health department, injected them. All these MAGAs, they say, oh, there's no systemic racism, there's no white supremacy. Soon as the vaccines came out, white people were like, hell no. Yeah, they knew about because they knew about that Tuskegee syphilis experiment. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know. But they knew that the government was known for throwing trick bags. I know people say trust the science. Well, as the Democrats, y'all won't even trust the science of biological, genitals. So why would we trust your science in laboratories? That don't make sense. Why would we trust your science in laboratories and you can't even trust the science of a penis and a vagina? You can't even trust it. You want to go back into the laboratory and change the penis into a vagina. Oh shit. Maybe we don't want to trust your science. Besides, as soon as they go to that laboratory, I don't know. It's the look. If aliens exist, the scientific community can't just come out and say it, or they are fired. And it happened before. So don't give me that bullshit about science. Science is whatever the money deems it to be. Tesla had a free energy AC machine. They buried that shit. You don't hear about that shit to this day. Edison just made about $250 billion in 1 year. In 1 year. In 1 year. Edison out been Edison been out for a good 100 years. A good 100 and something years. I mean, every day they made that much. Every year they made the equivalent of that much. Yeah, Tesla was a fool to even suggest some crazy shit like that. So don't give me about science. Science without politics and money is not. Is a dead man walking. Science without the politics and money backing them up is a dead man walking. I could create the first flying car with anti-gravity, but if I'm not appointed to be the ones like Elon, like Jeff Bezos, if I'm not the ones appointed to have that technology, they killing me. But you, come, man, I don't even know why you believe in this country like that. Why do you? Oh, because y'all patriot. That's a good part about. See, that's a good part about being black. We know what our country is capable of. No, go ahead, go white people, go ahead, talk your shit about blacks, go to your beach party, live it up. No, live it up. Your country got your back. Yeah, believe that. Believe it. That's why we said stay woke. And the LGBT activists, they're a problem. The LGBT community, they had no problems. Everybody got problems, but it's not the extent. Their problems, the LGBT community problems, is not to the extent of it's it's really personal matters like your family and stuff like that. So you got to deal with that, but it's not to the extent of the women oppression, or undocumented immigrants, or black people. It's not to that extent. We was literally lynched. The last three lynches I've heard of was between 2025 and 2026, and the police covered it up. So when you got the law against you, black people, stop voting. No more vote. No more voting. You voting on that. You voting on these white people telling you someday we're gonna stop the police from unjustly abusing y'all. Um, Someday, yep. Can a police do that to a transgender? Have you heard of a police officer doing that to a transgender? Oh, it seems like y'all stopped that all automatically. Y'all automatically stopped that. What about a Jew? Have there any drive-bys, any murders, any police brutality from a Jew? No, y'all see. It seems like y'all know what to stop. So don't give me that. Black people don't vote. They're playing in your face. There's an agenda. Look, if it happens once, it's isolated. If it happens for years, it's a plan. If it happened for 100 years, it's a agenda. It's an unwritten law. It's an unwritten law that says fuck niggas. It's the unwritten. It's the un. That's why gangster rap is so popular. It's an unwritten law called fuck niggas. Where niggas that hear that like, yeah. So we're voting on that. There's an unwritten. Let me give you an example. There's an unwritten law about the taxes. There's no law that says we have to pay taxes. There's no law, but they enforce it. This white dude proved it in court, and the judge said, "You're right. There ain't no law against not paying taxes. I mean, but we're enforcing it anyway. We gonna act like it is a law." That's what they told that white boy. It's a law now. They still can't find a law. There ain't no law. It's unwritten, but they use a lot of propaganda. They told Hollywood, put this line in. Oh, all I gotta do is die and pay taxes. That's all I gotta do is die and pay taxes. Look, there ain't even a law about that. How did Hollywood make that? And it's not even a law. What? That's some silly shit right there. Ain't that silly? America, isn't that silly? It's not even a law. That's ridiculous. It's not even a law. But in Hollywood, you hear that phrase happens all the time, to the point where you'll hear everyday people start saying it. I just gonna die and pay taxes. That's all I can. They brainwash regular people into thinking that. They crucified people as an example. Like, yeah, you better pay taxes or you going to jail, motherfucker. Like that, going to jail because we taking their money while they shipping our money to small hats. The Star, they be like, boy, you anti this. First of all, they not even Semitic. Semitic people speak Aramaic and Arabic. So all the people that the U.S. bombed and Israel bombed, they were Semitic people. So the U.S. and Israel is the biggest anti-Semites out there. And if these brown people are Semitic, then us blacks are really Semitic. So they definitely don't like us. So they definitely the number one anti-Semitic. But then you flip it like that, like there's no such thing as a European Semitic and y'all from Poland, and right. So how can you say you're Semitic? You can't. There's no bloodline tied from Moses that passed as a Pharaoh's grandson for 30 years. So there's no there's no tie to that. You look at the Europeans. I mean, you look at the Egyptians, and you think like, oh, they was light skinned. No, not before the not before Alexander the Great came. That's been the start of white rule. Alexander the Great. That's what they teaches us in school. From the start of Alexander the Great till now, y'all had rules. So it wasn't that long. Y'all didn't have rule that long. We were building pyramids before y'all came. So all that crap about we civilized them down. That was the Moors. They start building the castles. But that's all the past. We're talking about right now. Right now. The elitists, they got us. Divide and conquer. They got us. And blame the poor. So, in the greatest country in the world is black people's fault. Even though we produce Michael Jackson, Oprah, Michael Jordan, Jay Z, even though we produce people like that, it's still our fault. It's our fault about the country, not the taxes, not nothing else. It's our fault about the country. It was a group of Latinos, and they were walking on the sidewalk I was walking on, and they got into the street, and it was the kids too. This just like the bike lane and stuff. And I was nervous about the cars and stuff. I don't play with little kids. You know what I'm saying? I want them safe. I want little kids safe. I know you white people, y'all rather not like black people than make sure your kids are safe. So I know y'all can't. Some of y'all, that that was mean. That was mean. Everybody's being towards black. Everybody being towards white people. But yeah, there after Trump after Trump came in, they pushed that anti-nigga button. They try to make it seem like we was the ones against it or we put up Kamala just to lose. I don't know what people are thinking. I don't know why everybody is blaming us. The people that don't like Trump, people that do like Trump. There's some people that see through it. It's a lot of people that see through it, but it's a lot of people that don't. And to the Latinos, you can't, look, don't, this is the American way too. You can't be racist towards blacks and then think it's think it's mean that Trump is racist towards you. You can't have it both ways. That don't even make sense. Come on, let's get it together, people. Let's get it together. According to white science, according to the white man science, I don't know. Some of y'all validate that. Some of y'all don't. I don't know. I don't know. Science is ever changing because there's unknown elements in the universe that we think we seen them all, but we only seen them all the elements on this planet. We don't know. what's in other planets. We know what's in Jupiter. We know, but there's too many galaxies to say that we know all the elements. So, so science is changing for the good, the bad. I don't know, but science definitely is changing. And I'm just saying, but according to the white man, um, there's three races: Negroid, Caucasoid, and Mongoloid. And these three races make up the Latin race, the Latinos. These three, the Mongolian race coming from the Bering Strait to North America, the African coming from thousands of years ago to come over to the New World in their ships that's documented. They have certain agriculture that's only indigenous to the New World that's in Egypt and that's in Africa, and there's certain technologies that was in Egypt that that's in that New World. So there's evidence too. There's evidence to prove that Africans being in part of this New World, Mongoloids being part of this New World, and definitely the Spaniards being part of it. So that's how the mixture came about. But I'm saying it like this: if you want to identify as a race, ask yourself why. Because in America, being a race is very important. In Mexico, being a race isn't important. But being dark skinned, the color your skin is. See that? In India, being a race isn't important. But if you're in a caste society, then that's important. So when you come to America, yeah, you want to say, oh, now I'm a race. So you can compete against those races. And we know who y'all competing against. Y'all competing against whites and blacks. They're not really competing against Asians because Asians keep their head down and they go, you know what I'm saying? They already know. Asians like, we don't have to prove nothing. We got a plan. Asians, Asians are like, we got a plan. Koreans, they're like, we got a plan. We don't have to prove nothing. We plotting. We got a plan. We plotting. We don't have to prove nothing. Chinese, we got a plan. We plotting. Japanese, we got a plan. We plotting. Filipinos, like, fuck you too. They man. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just saying. So y'all not a in this country. Y'all got to be a race. Y'all compete, and y'all wanted to compete. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go. Y'all wanted to compete against Americans. So y'all started with the blacks, and the government helped y'all out. They helped y'all with the loans. They helped y'all to destroy black communities with the CIA crack. They helped. They helped. They helped. And then y'all want to go after the whites, and y'all wonder why the whites are fighting back in their own country. Y'all wonder. It's a mystery to y'all. It's a mystery. Y'all think that because half of the whites are your friends, that y'all had some real allies. They was just bushing you. They do the same thing to us. Half the whites act like we are friends. Where are all white friends at now? Oh, I'm not talking about the one. I'm not talking about the regular people. I'm talking about the people that with the so-called power that's on top. Where they at? Where they at? Where Biden and him at? Huh? He said he was a big supporter of Latinos. Where he at? Where's this big supporter of Latinos at now? Huh? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. So y'all wanted black people help? Here it goes. Here it goes. Don't trust the white man. Now, I'm not talking about your neighbor or something like that. I'm not talking about the good people on TikTok or Instagram or you know what I'm saying that want to say the truth. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the ones in power. I'm talking about the elitists. They're elitists for a reason. They're 1,000 years ago, their forefathers were elitists. So they plan to keep their position, period. That's what they plan to do. I gotta go, man. I got work to do. I have a record company. Don't listen to that. I've been walking for a long time with that coffee. I got a record company and I got a publishing company. I gotta get busy. I gotta create my own economy. So I use some game right now. There's a external economy and an internal economy. And your internal economy, believe it or not, is your real economy. Because how can I put this? Everything outside of you make you feel something. But it's not until you feel something that makes it real. Until you feel it, that makes it real. So if you control your feelings, you control your external. If you say, hey, I'm wealthy and happy, you would mistakenly, accidentally become wealthy and happy. Just like when you mistakenly, accidentally drop something, you was thinking about that. You was thinking about, oh, I'm unlucky, I'm this and that. All your mistakes comes from your subconscious. It's not, oh, just something that happened. It's just random. No. Nope. Nope. Some people, when they driving, they swerve in and out of traffic. Some people, when they driving, they become a deer in the headlights and get crashed. It's how they think. One was super confident. The other was super inconsiderate. Super insecure. So it's not until you feel something inside your confidence take you further than your knowledge. So it's not something is not real until you feel it inside of you. So your inner economy is greater than your outer economy. And I am gone.